On Tuesday, Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders announced a surprise stop in Pittsburgh. He wanted to come talk about his campaign, talk about his message, a future to believe in. And as you can see behind me, it looks like Pittsburgh is feeling the burn. At the rally, Sanders spoke for more than an hour about some of the key points of his campaign, including free college tuition and the inequality of Wall Street. Over the weekend, 132 people were killed in attacks in Paris. They were carried out by ISIS, and here's what we know right now. France has officially declared that they are at war with ISIS. There is now an international manhunt for the suspects involved in the attacks, and President Barack Obama has vowed to stand in solidarity with the G20 nations in hunting down the attackers to bring them to justice. Now, we'll have updates on the attacks in Paris throughout the entire show today, but first, Delaney and I would like to just take a minute to talk about this very complicated situation. Delaney?
So, Eddie.
Yes.
Friday evening, I don't know about you, but I got an update on my phone saying that Paris was under terrorist attack.
Sure.
And we do know that 6 locations were attacked. They were restaurants, the concert hall, I think it was the Bataclan concert hall. Was that not the name?
Correct. So there were 6 locations that were attacked. There were 3 teams. They were staged and coordinated throughout those 6 locations in Paris. As you mentioned, a concert hall and 2 restaurants were these specific places focused. The French began their retaliation over the weekend against ISIS already. They have pinpointed the location of this sect of ISIS to be in Syria. So that's where a lot of these strikes are being carried out and are taking place in Syria. Another winning strategy used by the Trump campaign is the use of something called the non-normative statement, or a statement that is so shocking it must be true. So for example, if you and I were at a death metal concert and I told you, you know what, I'm actually really more of a classical music fan, you would be inclined to believe that I was telling you the truth. Because why would someone surrounded by people of a different opinion than their own say something so unpopular if it wasn't true? I've got some bad news for Romo. I think RMU's got a brand new mascot, and his name is the RMU T-Rex. If you've been on campus over the past few weeks, you may have seen him walking around. So I was wondering, who is the RMU T-Rex? And more importantly, who is the student behind the RMU T-Rex? Much to my surprise, the student behind RMU T-Rex wanted to remain anonymous. Not because he's afraid of getting in trouble for what he's doing, but because he's afraid of ruining the magic for his fellow students. In exactly 1 year, we should know who the next president of the United States is. But before we get to that point, we have an entire 365 days of campaigning left. With more on how students are feeling about that fact is RMU Live's Tori Flick. Thanks, Ben. Taking a live look outside right now. Raining a little bit. The temperature is currently sitting around 52 degrees, though that might be a little bit high. It is getting colder out, and it's going to get colder out through the rest of the day. It's 2015. You know what that means? The future is here. At least it's starting to get here. Now, let me pose this question for you. Do you guys hate shopping as much as me? Because I really hate shopping. It takes a lot of time, it's boring, and it can be expensive. I almost wish there was a way to avoid shopping altogether. Oh wait, there is. You see, the new trend this year, John, is actually delivery services. And since you can get almost anything shipped right to your home now, I thought it might be a cool idea to compile this list of delivery services specially designed for men. Now, the first one we have on our list is called Mantry. Mantry is a monthly box of artisan foods from around the country that are sure to make any man happy. Moving into the 5-day, though, the weather is not as nice as it's going to be today or even tomorrow. And today and tomorrow aren't great. We got 34 and 22 on Wednesday. Clouds Thursday. Clouds 39 and 25 Friday. 41 is your high. 23 is your low. More clouds Saturday. We're going to switch it up with rain at 45 and 29, and Sunday 46 and 30. It's not going to be an amazing week. Hannah and Delaney, back to you. Welcome back to Politically Incorrect. Today's episode is all about immigration. It's an important topic, and it's one of the biggest issues facing our country today. It's also a hot-button issue in this upcoming election. On both sides of the aisle, we've been hearing about the numerous ways politicians plan on solving this problem. But perhaps no one has been more vocal and more radical on the issue than Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. Now, we've been hearing a lot about what Trump plans on doing if he were elected, but it's easy to get lost in the mountain of information or misinformation we've been given. So we sent our own politically incorrect correspondent, Sam Predabon, all the way down to Mexico to get the full scoop on what is going on. Sam, can you hear me?
Hey, read the sign. Get out. I can hear you loud and clear, Ed.
All right, great. Sam, thank you for going down to Mexico for us. Real quick, can you tell everyone what you're doing there right now?
All right, so our first stop is Selma's Barbecue. It's on the end of University Boulevard. Me and Matt got food here. Hannah and Delaney did not get food yet. I think they're saving for later stuff. We got, between us, a single rib is what I got, hush puppies, and a pulled pork sandwich. What'd you get?
I got two ribs.
2 ribs.
Yeah.
It's, like I said, at the end of University Boulevard. It's pretty cheap, actually. I've never been here, but it was pretty cheap. I got all of this for $8, and I've already eaten a few of the hush puppies by the time we started filming this. And they give you a discount, too. I think it's 10%. It doesn't say explicitly, but I saved almost $2 by just showing my Freedom Card.
Angus Deaton, a professor at Princeton University, has just won the Nobel Prize in Economics for his research into how people, rich and poor, make decisions about what to buy and how much to save. The Nobel Prize Committee cited his diverse contributions to the study of consumer spending, with particular attention to the world's poorest. Deaton has been credited also with changing how economists think, as well as how they conduct their research. Our first topic is something we talked about last year, but guess what? We're talking about it again. Of course, I'm referring to the Maxim Hot 100, the ranking of gorgeous women that Maxim says is, quote, the definitive list of the world's most beautiful women. They've got me convinced. Now, if you remember last year, the winner was Victoria's Secret Alpha Angel model Candice Swanepoel, who comes from South Africa. Other previous winners of the title for hottest woman in the world include lovely ladies like Olivia Wilde, Katy Perry, Jessica Alba, Jennifer Garner, and even Miley Cyrus. Post-haircut, too, which isn't great, but we're going to step up our game this year.
Topanga's on the list, so I call...
She'll never be on the list.
Yeah, you're right.
On Monday, April 13th, the RMU Board of Trustees approved a plan that would see the construction of a brand new arena and convocation center that would replace the Charles L. Sewell Center you see around me. The new arena is rumored to cost about $50 million and would be able to seat about 4,500 people, which is 1,500 more than the current Sewell Center can hold. Now, this has brought up a lot of questions among students, such as, can RMU fill an arena of that size? And is $50 million on a sports arena really the best use of money right now?
Moving into the 5-day, this is when it gets a little less attractive. We have 28 and 13 as your high on Wednesday. On Thursday, 22 and 6 degrees, 27 and 11, and then Friday, look at that. Oh, there's a whole bunch of snow. Not ideal. And then moving into the weekend, we have 19 degrees, cloudy with a -2 degree temperature. Saturday is the first time we might hit a -degree in this entire year so far. RMU Multicultural will be holding its annual Diwali Festival tonight at 8 p.m. at the Gazebo. RMU's version of the Hindu festival, which is one of the largest celebrations in India, will include food, henna, and of course the most fun part, colored powder that you throw on your friend. It's actually, Kristen Kudla fun fact, part of the very important Diwali tradition where everyone looks the same to celebrate this holiday. There you go. I bet you didn't know that, Delaney.